West Virginia with the early 4-point lead inside the first half here in Morgantown. Now watch right here. Here's Bussey who's going to come out, set the screen right here, and Rapella's going to come out here. Now look at the help side on the weak side. West Virginia clears it all out. Okay, look at Dolson, never steps up to help on the shooter. Tiffany Hayes gets totally taken out by the screen. Great execution, terrific spacing by West Virginia.
Well, Gino Auriemma knows that usually his team's in good shape out of that first TV timeout. 4.5-point margin. But tonight down, you talk with UConn players, they say they always like to look at the opposition's faces coming out of that first TV timeout. We haven't beaten yet mentally because sometimes what's on the front of the jersey can be so key for opponents trying to beat the mighty Huskies. Foul on WVU. Asia Bussey's first off the ball. But clearly that's not the case. Good start for the Mountaineers tonight. 4
turnovers early for Connecticut and no turnovers for West Virginia.
6 Mountaineer points off of those turnovers early. We'll see if that trend continues. No foul trouble so far to speak of for UConn. Here's Maya, under 10 seconds, tries to draw a foul. Dolson a loose change, but she lost it. The Mountaineers are going to try to play a very physical game and get UConn out of its offensive flow. Let's see if that can work. Rapella, long three. Another for Liz Rapella. Her second triple. She's got 8 early points here.
She double clutched that. I'm surprised she even hesitated, Dave. I mean, she's got to let it fly.
Bria Hartley on the other end will answer for UConn.
And what West Virginia typically does is they play way up the line. I mean, they don't just have a hand in the passing lane. They got the whole elbow. But against Connecticut, because of their ability to backdoor you, you've got to make sure you play a little half step off, and that's something that Mike Carey and his defense worked on at shoot-around.
Good help by Dolson. We saw a moment ago when Debbie was drawing that play that Dolson didn't come out to help. Here's a foul call. It's going to be on WVU, and Dolson got poked, and she's hurting a bit. It's going to be Asia Bussey's second.
And they call an offensive foul. That's back-to-back offensive fouls off the ball by... Well, this one's on the ball, but they're going to check. They're questioning about whether there was an elbow involved. You see by Dolson's reaction, she took a pretty good shot on the bridge of the nose. That's 2 fouls for Bussey away from the basket. One setting an illegal screen, and that one right there just trying to clear some space.
Not what the Mountaineers need. Tiffany Hayes way short on 3 try. Campbell has the rebound for WVU. Here's Miles from the free throw line. Too strong this time. Tracked down by Hartley. Great foot speed for Bria Hartley. Fun to watch in the open floor, although she has been bothered by an ankle sprain of late. Suffered in that win at North Carolina. Foul call against the Mountaineers.
That's the kind of pressure that I'm talking about. Connecticut keeps on you in their transition game. It is hard to match up with them when they run the floor as hard as they're running it right now. Wide, run the lanes wide, run the floor hard, and look to the rim.
5th leading scorer in the conference, the lefty, the junior. Tiffany Hayes has one more. The foul was on Iona Dunning, a sophomore from Columbus, Ohio, and the transfer from LSU. That's her first. As we said, maybe the only bench player we see in this game as Dolson takes a seat. Lauren Dixon is in.
Now this is what you would call Connecticut's small lineup, because now Moore moves into the post.
Hayes hits the second. As Gino Auriemma told us this morning during the UConn shoot-around, sometimes they like to play with 5 guards out there.
I think he likes playing with 5 guards because they play with a better cadence. Their tempo is usually really ratcheted up.
And they love the scoring transition. Can the Mountaineers keep up with this very fast and talented UConn team? Rapella all sorts of trouble with Hartley.
And see, Dave, what you want to take advantage of with this small lineup is Maya Moore has to guard the 5 player. You want to make sure you get that 5 player established inside and make her have to defend. You see the good hustle and the scrappy play by Connecticut, active with their hands.
9 to shoot here for the Mountaineers when they get it in. Rapella, nice catch. Works down low. Ali is tied up. Possession error points for the Mountaineers. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock, though. Mike Carey reminds his team here.
You know, I think he was pretty crystal clear in shoot-around what he wanted from his team today.
All set. For a shoot. Ali. Watched by Ferris, way short. Nice play by Maya Moore to grab the rebound. Here comes Hayes and UConn.
And now Dunning ends up on Moore. So this is not a good matchup for West Virginia. Well, there's no way that Dunning can guard her there.
Here's Hayes. Three ball, this time is not falling strong. And Dunning has the rebound. Off for Miles. Yeah, we talked about great defensive player, conference defensive player of the year last year, but she's battled lots of injuries, wrist and a knee this year.
Well, she basically missed 2 months preseason and on into Christmas. But when she came back, they didn't miss a beat from a chemistry standpoint. She folded right into her role as a point guard and leader.
This is Ali. Dunning, double team, great defense, kick out Miles. Got to hit that for the Mountaineers. Way strong. Dunning has 2 on a nice follow layup.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Dunning has got to battle more for position every time down the floor.
Harley other end misfires. Campbell a rebound. Moore got a piece of the outlet pass. Here comes Miles and the Mountaineers again. Ali stumbles before she can get that shot off and travels. We told you about her leg injury. That may have been a factor as she tried to establish position.
Gino Auriemma worried about his team's focus a little bit on the road at shoot-around. I said, what do you worry about? He said, everything. And you can see that they have turned it over a little bit more than you'd anticipate for Connecticut, a team that just averages 15 turnovers a game.
They for 17 on average, and the early turnover story, not what the Hall of Fame coach wants to see. He was very worried about WVU when he spoke with us this morning.
Well, absolutely. I think it's a dangerous time to play Connecticut anytime, but for West Virginia, they've lost 3 of 4. And you come in here, and I know you and I had this game circled on our calendars back in the fall, thinking this is going to be a terrific game. But then you look at West Virginia and say, oh, they stumbled a little bit. Maybe they're not as talented. Wrong. They're very talented.
Saw them a couple weeks ago, that loss to Georgetown on the CBS College Sports Network started off that slump for them. Dolson scored a moment ago for UConn. Pulled the Huskies to within 4.
See Dolson's adjustment that time. She came out and hedged on that screen.
Dunning open, that's because Dolson fell down. Iona Dunning has her second field goal. Moore trying to establish position, pushed. No whistle. We said WV would be physical against Maya Moore and UConn, and that has been the case. Upset tonight? We'll find out from Morgantown.